Here we go. Spoiler alert, audience. And good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Jason Show on this Thursday, July 23rd, 2020. I'm Jason Matheson. Grab a cup of coffee, grab some orange juice. If you're my mother-in-law, a little Bud Light, whatever you want. And sit back, relax, have some fun with us. Cue up the fake applause. Say hello to my sister sidekick. It's the one and only Kendall. Good morning, Kendall.
Good morning, fake applause.
That's right. How you doing?
I'm doing great. We had a great dinner last night.
It was good. Did you do your anniversary dinner last night?
We did, yeah. So we went to Kiku Bistro in Uptown. I don't know if you've been there.
Never been there.
Really good sushi. We went there. We know them because we go there a lot.
Yeah.
So they wrote a little note on the sushi.
Yeah,
they wrote a little like happy anniversary thing. My sister sent a gift card. It was really fun. So
yeah,
it's nice.
It's good when it's like Cheers. I know you feel the same way.
Yeah.
I like to go to the same places because I like that feeling. I like the familiarity. I like when the bartenders know your name and the servers and stuff. I like that feeling.
Right. Yeah. So it was really it was really fun.
Good.
It was nice.
Well, again, happy anniversary.
Thank you. How was your night?
Good. You know, a couple days. Speaking of that, you know, I have a new little hangout. A new business, Billy Sushi in North Loop in my neighborhood. Yeah, I used to own sushi. Try saying this 8 times. Sushi Fix in Wayzata. But no, went there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he used to own that. Now he owns this place and opening a restaurant in this climate. Brave, but it's doing well. And I had a good time. Bartender Nick Boom, which has the best bartender name ever. That's his name.
That's
Nick
great.
Boom. Can you craft a better bartender name?
I like how you said craft. It was very.
But I think he's already getting sick of me. I think I do. I think he's already. I know it's hard to imagine. Yeah, he was friendly, but I think he's already getting sick of seeing me. I don't know. He's a little different the last time. So I'm like,
oh, you're here again.
You're here again.
That's
Wonderful.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know who I love also is Martha Stewart. Now she's making news because of her Instagram account. Martha is. Look at this picture. That is Martha. That's her recent post. She looks beautiful. She's 78 and took this pool selfie. And I got to tell you, she is owning her age, owning that pool, owning that schmize. And a few people online were giving her some hate.
What? Why?
Yeah, I'm saying that she shouldn't be doing that because of her age. And you know how I feel about ageist. I don't like ageism. I love the women that own different ages. Martha's now currently owning 78.
Yeah.
I hope I look half that good at 48,
right?
Let alone 78.
They just had Sports Illustrated just came out and they had a 55-year-old model and she looked so good. They've never done something like that before. Well, and I just think it's just stupid. Let's move on.
Yes.
You know?
I know. I'm going to recreate that at the lake this weekend. I'm just going to do that. I'm going to recreate it. I'm going to get on that raft that I've been floating around. I'm just going to recreate it.
Just swim up.
Look like a little seal. Yeah. Let's get started, everybody. It's time for the hot dish. Here we go. Oh. Okay, I got to take a drink for this one.
Oh yeah, it's a big one. Mm-hmm.
Somewhere right now, by the way. Do you remember intern Kenny? Do you guys remember intern Kenny?
Who could forget? Love him.
He had to go to the ER this morning. It just passed this news. He just fell. I mean, like those fainting goats. That was Kenny. Kenny read this news and passed out like a goat. Yeah, anyway. Here's what I'm talking about. The Swifties are losing their mind right now because, as Gomer Pyle used to say in the 60s, surprise, surprise, surprise. Taylor Swift is dropping a new album tonight. Tonight, July 23rd tonight. In a series of Instagram posts this morning, looks like Gorky Park. Anyway, she revealed, that's an old movie reference, she revealed most of the things she planned to do this summer didn't happen. But one thing she didn't plan to do did happen, and that is her 8th studio album called Folklore. She says before this year, she overthought when to release music at the perfect time, but during the quarantine, was reminded that nothing is guaranteed and nothing matters. I mean, who cares? Release it whenever you want. She is actually really right on this. There used to be a day when you needed your label behind you, you needed a big promotional push, You needed to schedule your appearance at Sam Goody. You know, remember Sam Goody?
Yes.
You needed all that. You needed we don't need it anymore, especially if you're Taylor Swift or, you know, Beyonce. She releases a surprise track every other month.
I know. Well, and you and I talked about this offline yesterday, but my family recently had a big health scare.
Yeah.
Everything's fine, but it really was one of those like, oh my gosh, why do we wait for everything? Just do it.
Just do it.
If we've not hadn't learned anything in quarantine, it's that, you know?
Just do it. Like for me, I want to go get sushi, even though Nick Boom doesn't like me anymore. I'm still gonna go.
I'm going belly right up.
Yes. No, but it's a cliche, but it really is a good, Taylor's absolutely right. Again, she's taught us so much. Just don't wait for things. If you want to release a movie, release a movie. You want to release a song, release a song. If you want to go skinny dipping, go skinny dipping.
Oh, well, not everywhere.
I've never skinny dipped in my life.
Shut the front door. That's a lie.
Oh!
Yes, you did.
Yeah, I did. Oh,
we
yeah, I did.
all know you did.
Oh, yeah, I did actually. Okay, that's right, I did.
It's a really good story.
That was a really good story. But yeah, right about now, executive producer Jeff is doing his world famous, no, don't tell that story. I'll just tell you this.
Yes.
Me, Jen,
Yep.
Atlantic Ocean. Next, a new biopic is in the works, and it features a 90s music icon. Who?
Mushroom deadly. When I play a dope melody, anything less than the best is a felony. Love it or leave it. You better gain weight. You better hit bullseye. The kid don't play. If there was a problem, yo, I'll solve it. Check out the hook while my DJ revolves it. Ice, ice,
Yep. Word to your mother. Can I say that? Any more nerdy? Word to your mother. The Vanilla Ice biopic that nobody asked for is coming. Dave Franco is in talks to play Vanilla. Dave confirmed they have been in development for a while and are inching closer and closer to pre-production. The early working title is To the Extreme. The movie will follow Vanilla, or Rob Van Winkle, from high school dropout selling cars to having his monster hit Ice Ice Baby and the struggles with stardom that followed that. No word yet on when it's going to hit theaters. It's in pre-production now. I remember because, again, you were bottle feeding at this point when this was out. I mean,
right.
Actually, you kind of were. This was 1991, so
oh, yeah, literally.
You were barely walking. Yeah. I remember it was a big kerfuffle when he started dating Madonna.
He dated Madonna?
Oh, yeah. They had it was right after, I believe it was around the era where she came out with her naughty sex book that was made of metal, and I cut my hand on it. I cut my palm opening up because the cover and the back were metal, like aluminum, like hard, and I opened it up to show my friends, and I cut my hand on Madonna's naughty book. Yeah.
I'm snorting and crying. You cut your hand on Madonna's
wasn't it just called Sex,
book?
Jeff? It was called, it was called Sex. And it was her, she was out hitchhiking in the nude on New York. You know, she's like, hey. And,
I missed so many things in the 90s.
There's the girls, you know, they were just right there. You know, and back then, this was a huge deal. Oh, like stars didn't do this. You never saw stars naked. Now everybody, Betty White's, everybody's naked. You know, I mean, back then it was a huge deal. But anyway, I have no interest in seeing this movie.
Oh, that was the long way of saying you have no interest.
I have zero interest.
Well, I wonder if they'll have someone play Madonna.
Maybe.
That would be fun.
Yeah, I like Dave Franco.
I do too. I could see him doing.
Yeah, I like
role.
Dave. James, I don't know.
He's so hot. Have you seen the movie Tristan and Isolde?
Well, yeah, but I think he's a little. Is
he weird?
I think he's a little pervy. I don't know.
He?
There are rumors that he's like not, and I used to love him, but there are rumors that he's kind of, you know,
Ew,
he's in
I don't
that
like
file.
him anymore.
Yeah, but Dave I love. Yeah, Dave has a great smile, good-looking guy, talented.
He's got the teeth.
He has great dental work. He does. Yeah,
so good.
And those eyebrows for days. For days.
I mean, who just looks like that?
Nobody.
I have to draw these on.
Yeah, those you don't draw those. Those are your real eyebrows, aren't they?
Yeah, but I use some color.
Did you ever have a unibrow?
No, I'm very Swedish. There's like no hair anywhere on me.
Okay.
I'm like,
ladies and gentlemen, the more you know, shooting star. No, in high school, I had weird Jaws teeth. I had like rows of teeth.
Really?
I looked like I was getting ready to eat Roy Scheider.
Did it?
And then and then I had a unibrow. And then my friend Temple in 1997 taught me the art of plucking eyebrows.
Oh, good.
It should be 2, Jason, she said. And then she took me to Claire's and got both of my ears pierced.
Oh, good girl.
Yeah.
There should be 2, Jason.
There we go. I have pictures of that era. So right before I moved here, I came out of the closet. I shaved my head. I got earrings, plucked my brows. My mom was like, "What is happening to you?"
Earrings were really big for a while.
Oh,
like,
you can
really,
still
really
see.
big.
You can still see the holes. People are shocked that I had both of them pierced.
I pierced a friend's ear back in the day. A guy. We put a muffin behind it.
Don't you need a license for that?
No.
Oh.
Well, we just got the pointy thing on the point,
And with an ice cube?
Yeah. Okay. So we did that and we heated it up, and then you're supposed to put an apple behind their ear, but we couldn't find one, and we were kids without licenses, so we just took a muffin and stabbed it several times. He's so lucky he's alive.
Somewhere Otis Spunkmeyer is really upset they're using her muffins for piercing. Still ahead, some fun facts. This is so fascinating. You think you know everything about reality TV. You do not. Some fun facts about the Real Housewives franchise that you probably don't know, revealed in a fascinating new article. But next, do you remember what Cameron Diaz's first movie was? She talks about that life-changing experience. And then, need some plants in your house, but you don't know where to start? The woman behind the Instagram account, the Plant Penthouse, will join us. That and more when we come back. Stay with us, everyone.
Because of the high numbers of coronavirus cases in the U.S., Americans are banned from traveling to most countries. Yeah, but guess what? Our newest sponsor has a solution.
Are you an American who loves to vacation? Unfortunately, the news these days only tells you places you can't go.
Americans are barred from entering Europe starting July 1st.
Well, here at Can Go Travel, we focus on the places you can go. Plenty of places still want your hard-earned American greenbacks. For instance, Yemen. As in, yeah, man, major airlines still flies there. Yemen is beautiful this time of year. Every night, rebel and government forces face off in a fireworks game show called Is That a Missile? Hint, the answer is always yes.
Is that a missile? There we go. I can relate. Conan with some summer travel ideas. Yeah, it's hard to find places to go. I mean,
is that a missile?
Is that a missile? Yeah. More late night for you. Cameron Diaz was on with Fallon last night and talked about her movie debut, which when we were talking about this, I'm like, oh yeah, that was her movie debut, and how that particular film changed her life. Look.
The Mask was my first film, and I turned 21 on the set of that film. It was such an amazing experience. It changed my life forever. What was I going to do with my life at 21 years old? I had no plans, really. I was just kind of hustling as a model, I don't know. Who knew?
Yeah.
You know?
And you fell in love right there and you said, this is it, I got the bug. This is what I want to do.
It was just at 21 years old, you're like, oh, I get to be around a bunch of creative people who all work as this amazing team for the same, wanting to create this one thing that everybody's just completely committed to. And it was just like this family and camaraderie and just laughter all day long that I was just like, I want to do this all the time.
Was it Jim Carrey's first film as well?
No, but he had already done Ace Ventura, but it hadn't come out yet. So he was still the white dude from In Living Color.
Since that movie, since The Mask, she's appeared in more than 40 films, but reportedly, like most people in their 40s, she's retired. That's right, she retired a few years ago. That must be, must be nice.
Must be nice.
Yeah.
And also to just be like, I got this role, and then I became this big movie star for 20 years, and now I'm just done working forever.
Still one of my favorite Cameron movies is also one of my favorite Julia Roberts movies, My Best Friend's Wedding. Still, what?
I'm sorry, I've never seen it. I've heard of it. Nobody freak out. Don't send me any emails. I've never seen it, though.
Why is she back in the studio?
I don't
know.
know.
Seriously, what, seriously?
I know. It's one of those that I do want to see.
That is such a Kindle movie.
I probably would, if it's, who's the guy in it again? Is it Richard?
Dermot Mulroney. Dermot Mulroney,
Okay,
Cameron Diaz, Julia Roberts, Rupert Everett, Maggie from Falcon Crest.
Okay,
Yeah.
spoiler alert, what happens again? Isn't it something about the...
Okay, Ted, we're going to move on, right, Ted? We're moving on. Yeah. Hold on a minute. Executive producer Lori Fisher is coming in to take the place. Yeah. Next in the dish, filming for The Bachelorette is reportedly underway at a resort in California, but unfortunately, a man from Minneapolis, Kendall, will not be a part of the cast. 31-year-old Josh Elledge, I think that's how you pronounce it. Let me take a good look at him. Hello, Josh.
Hello.
Josh Elledge, seen here shoeless at Martin Patrick 3 from his Instagram, was announced as a member of the cast back in March before the pandemic shut down production. In the last few months, the show added to its roster of eligible bachelors seeking Claire's love. And according to Bachelor fan account, The Bachelor Detective / Ted Johnson, just prior to filming, Josh was cut from the cast. He, along with several others, turned their Instagram profiles from private to public, which means they are not on the show.
Okay.
I did not know that. Yeah. In his Instagram stories, he confirmed that he was cut at the last minute and said some things are just not meant to be. So, yeah.
What a
Hope he's not
bummer.
spending that Bachelor money at the Martin Patrick 3.
Oh,
Yeah.
girl. I really do think that part of it has been because they wanted to diversify the cast more. I don't know if they had already, but if you look through the current cast list, for goodness sake, it's about time, but there's a way more diverse cast that's there than I think when they originally started the season. I think. This is all just me speculating.
But that dude, he's good looking.
He is, yeah.
No one's feeling, he'll be fine. I think he'll be fine.
He just needs to put some shoes on.
Like our buddy Chris. Remember Chris?
Yes.
Who was on the stage version of The Bachelor?
Who could forget with Ted and Chris?
We become Insta friends.
Yeah?
And yeah. They didn't, the woman that was on the show with him that they matched up, they didn't work out. Yeah. But he's a really good guy. Yeah. Is he
still single,
I
ladies?
think so. I'll find out. Let me just text him right now.
Some
I'll find
research.
out. I think he is still single. Yeah.
Okay.
He works out every Instagram post. He's lifting 800 pounds. I don't know. So I don't know if he has time to date.
Maybe not.
Yeah. Next in the dish, another reality TV bubble is forming. Which one? Here's a clue.
Imagine being marooned on an island with a bunch of hotties.
Want to meet some boys?
Welcome to Love Island, where everyone is coupled from day one.
Kendall. Jack.
Laura. But don't worry if it doesn't work out.
Hi, boys.
There's an endless supply of sassy singles waiting for their chance at romance 5 nights a week.
Hi, boys. Hi. Oh.
You're cute.
Oh. And then they had the vocal fry too. Hi, I'm Brittany. You want to date me?
Oh
Love
my
Island
God.
is coming back for season 2, except not on an island.
What? Doesn't that make sense?
How can you do Love Island not on an island? Okay, shooting will take place in Vegas at the Cromwell. Oh, I know that hotel. A boutique hotel right by Caesar's Palace. I know that hotel. It's been shut down since the pandemic began. Everyone will be quarantined prior to the start. Cast and crew will be tested before, during, and during the whole thing. And production crews will work in pods to ensure physical distancing. The cast, however, likely won't be able to keep their hands off each other. The show airs like Big Brother in real time. Ted wrote that. And could help out CBS with their fall schedule, which has already lost Survivor. I got to say this, even with testing, even with bubbles, even with all of that, I wouldn't want to be on a love show during a pandemic. Pandemic. Why did I say it like that?
Because you're just talking like
a pandemic.
Yeah.
Would you, if you let's act like you never met Jordan. You're actively single, as my husband calls it. Would you? Right before I met you, I was actively single.
Actively.
If you were actively single, would you go on a show like this during a pandemic?
No. Why would you do that? Honestly,
Well,
you just want to be famous then at that point because are you really that lonely?
Okay, Ted.
Probably.
Ted, would you go on a show like this? Of course he would. He just said yes. He literally said it like this.
Single.
Oh, sure I would. Of course. Shnikes, I'd go on that show.
That'd be great. You talk to one of those girls. She is so cute.
Yeah. I guess, we had a discussion about Big Brother, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. And actually, on the radio show, we said that's probably the safest place to be because everybody's quarantined. Everybody's tested every other day. You can't leave. So that is a safe. You're outdoors a lot. So yeah, maybe I'd be on Big Brother. No? Okay. Next on the dish, Grammy-winning singer Maren Morris is a new mom. She gave birth to her first child in March. We talked about her a couple weeks ago at one of the home shows. And after a few months, she's letting her hair down and, this is what we were talking about, not letting mommy shamers get to her. She posted this photo on her Instagram account, and ow! And some people didn't think it was appropriate and let her know. In response, Maren responded simply, girl, bye. Don't let my breasts knock you out on the way out. Yeah. Again, I mean, they're there. I mean, but it's this. Why? Again, as we said, what did we say a few minutes ago about Taylor Swift? Don't let these things bother you. We have far bigger things to worry about than Maren's boobies. You know?
Right? And if they bother you, I've always felt so strongly about this, and I know you do too. If you follow someone and you don't like what they're doing,
why do you follow
them?
Yeah, Jeff's nodding. He said that is the thing I'll never understand about Instagram.
Right.
Whether it's about Maren, if you don't like the person, don't follow them.
Right.
And what are you getting making like? Does it make you feel good to make a comment to her? Like you don't like her, so why you think you Pete 8147 in Dubuque? Right. You think you're gonna change her mind? No.
No.
Send your energy somewhere else.
It's just gross. Go back in your basement.
Yeah.
Stay there.
Yeah. What she said. Next in the dish. How long would it take to watch everything on Netflix? I think we've all watched everything on the internet during the quarantine. According to a new report, you would need to binge everything nonstop for 4 years to exhaust the entire Netflix library. And that's assuming they didn't add any new titles, which they always do.
Right.
That report found that the average Netflix subscriber watches just 2% of the service's library every year. Netflix has nearly 5,000 unique titles. For comparison's sake, Hulu has about 2,600 and Disney Plus has 744. And Quibi has 17. Yeah.
I understand studies like that. My bit with Netflix is like, then get better ones, because every time I search for something, it says, that's not available, but here's something like it. I mean, they've got all these hours and hours of things like.
Well, they can't own everything. That's why there's all these streaming sites.
Well, they should.
Peacock, and Quibi and Hulu and Disney. And have you watched that thing we've never talked about, not even on the home shows? Did you watch, this was hot about 3 weeks ago, Floor is Lava?
I saw that on their thing.
Yeah, Jeff, did you like it? It was fun, yeah. Unpaid researcher Phil Jones watched it. Yeah, it's a good family thing. Yeah, it reminds me of Double Dare on Nickelodeon, but it's with families, and you have to jump on rocks, and there's fake lava.
That's like the game we played. I don't know why I raised my hand.
What is this third? Well, you're raising your hand.
It's like the game we played when we were kids on the playground. You couldn't touch the ground. It was hot lava. Oh my gosh, you didn't play lava?
Well, no, we couldn't in Indiana. We couldn't afford it. Oh. We barely had playground equipment in Indiana.
Sorry.
Yeah. Remember? We had curly slides made of pure metal. So if we went down on a summer day, 2 layers of skin burned right off. All of our monkey bars had, now, again, they have ripped up tires so the kids land comfortably. No, for us, that nasty gravel, not the smooth gravel, the gravel made from rocks, and so if you landed, you scuffed up 3, 4, 5, 6 layers of skin.
Oh gosh, I hope you got your tetanus shots.
No, we couldn't afford those either. Yeah, it's Indiana. We didn't have stuff like that. We saw pictures of tetanus shots. Yeah. Still ahead. We're talking with one big-time Big Brother finalist, McCrae, our buddy McCrae, about the all-new All-Star season of Big Brother, who he thinks has a shot at winning the whole darn thing. We're going to take a break, and then need a plant or 2 or 80 in your home? We're talking with an interior designer who specializes in plants, and find out how you can bring more green space inside. We'll be right back, everyone. Stay with us. They didn't have those things in Indiana. Welcome back. Thank you for being here on this Thursday. Well, yesterday we told you about the reported cast of the upcoming season of Big Brother, and it includes one of our favorites, Big Brother alums, Janelle. Sadly, and I'm going to write a strongly worded email, It doesn't include our other favorite, but as a consolation prize, he gets to come on our little show and talk about it. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome one of our favorite guests ever. It's the great McCrae Olsen. Good morning, my friend.
Good morning. Good morning.
McCrae, on behalf of all of us here at the Jason Show, we are outraged that you are not a part of this cast.
You don't have to fake it for me.
No, are you? No, I'm serious. The moment it was announced, Ted, Jeff, and I said, "Well, McCrae better be on that cast." Were you?
I'm not very well liked in the Big Brother community, I think. But I've got low self-esteem, so I don't know. But the thing about it is that I'm glad that it's Janelle. Janelle is just the legend. Janelle's a queen. So I'm very excited for her regardless. Like everyone that didn't get picked is going to feel a little bit bitter, but I'm glad that the Minnesota representation is very strong in Janelle.
Well, McCrae, let me ask you, for the viewers that maybe are like me, novice fans, know of the show, maybe don't follow it as close as we do, what is it about Janelle? What are the traits that she has that makes her such a dynamic cast member?
So Janelle has played 3 times now. Her first 2 times, she made it to 3rd place, back-to-back seasons. She's often said to be one of the best players that's never won the game. Janelle is a comp beast, which means she wins a lot of competitions. So I think she has all the makings of one of the best players. If she just got a win under her belt, it would be a little bit more likely that it'd be an undisputed kind of thing, that she's one of the best female players. Absolutely. But yeah, and she just has that Minnesota vibe, and I'm obsessed with her. She's the best. I love hanging out with her. And I'm sad that I won't be able to go to her place to watch the premiere like she usually does. She has everyone over, or all the Minnesota players, to watch at her house. But yeah, so I guess I'll be watching her. Maybe I'll hit up her husband. Maybe him and me will hang out. I don't know, something. But she's one of my favorite. Ever since I saw her on season 6, I was like, this is good Minnesota representation, I think.
Is she? You made a joke of this a bit ago, and you referenced it, but about you not being popular. Is she well liked within, the whole community, online community, the show community? Is she well liked?
She's very, very well liked in the community and the online community of fans, I guess, that are hardcore fans. She's very, very well liked, very well received. Her 3rd go at it all was the season right before mine. It didn't go as well, but I think enough time has passed since then that everyone's still just all right, let's just see her come back and crush, But yeah, she has a huge fan base. She's very, very popular. I've never really heard anyone say anything bad about her ever. So
who else should we watch?
I mean, if the TMZ rumors are true, they supposedly Ian Terry is going to win. He was actually on that season before mine with Janelle. He ended up winning that season. He was kind of the nerd archetype. And I'm kind of the nerd archetype, so I always have to root for my nerdy brethren, I guess. But he he won. He had kind of some help from Dan Giesling, who's another one of the best players ever. But I think Ian is a very, very bright kid, and he, I think with some experience on him, he was very young. He's the youngest winner ever. I think he was maybe 21 or 22 when he won. But I think with more experience now, he's just going to have a lot different of an energy. He's not going to be the young little brother. He's going to be more of the mature, smart guy, I guess. I don't know. I'm very excited to see Ian Terry play again. Very, very good kid.
Buddy, how do you think the quarantine's going to affect this, the rhythm of it, the playing of it?
I don't think it's going to change too much. So basically, they announced just today that the premiere date is going to be August 5th. It's going to be a live premiere. Usually they've pre-taped the premieres, but they're getting right on top of this thing. Supposedly what they said is that they're going to be testing right now. They're bringing all the players into sequester. They're going to be sequestered for about 2 weeks or so, whatever. They're going to be tested a lot during that time. And then when the Big Brother house guests actually get into the house, they're going to be tested once a week and monitored and all this stuff. And also there's going to be a COVID compliance officer on set testing everyone. So it's going to be a lot more work. But when the Big Brother house guests are in the house, they're not going to have to worry too much about it because they're already self-contained, self-quarantined, essentially. The only thing that is going to, they said that they have to they have to like break the crew down in different pods, and then every time the crew brings in something, they have to disinfect everything. So it might take a little bit longer for stuff. The only thing that I'm worried about is, say cases go up in California, and then, the governor has to make a new set of rules and they shut down production again. What's going to happen to Big Brother? Big Brother has to shut down at that point. And we already saw that once in Big Brother Canada when they shut down mid-season. And it's gonna be a really big bummer if they have to do that again. But to me, it's like that's definitely on the table. I don't know why. A lot of rumors were saying that they might try to do it in the Love Island house, which is like outside of the U.S., so they can skirt some of these rules. But
who knows?
I don't know. I'm concerned. I'm very concerned for the season.
Well, no matter what happens, it'll be an interesting watch. Thank you as always, my friend.
Oh, thank you for having me.
The great McCrae Olsen, everybody. You can follow him on Twitter for the latest Big Brother dish, McCrae Chum. Again, McCrae, right there, McCrae Chum, still ahead. The truth behind The Real Housewives. What you don't know about the production of the long-running show. This article was so fascinating. I'll tell you about it when we come back. Back after this. Welcome back. People are loving, Kendall, I have the Jason Show fan club Facebook group up. They chat during the show every day. People are loving McCrae. I don't know why Big Brother didn't pick him. I guess he said it. I mean, I guess he's not popular in the community, but...
Which is odd.
Yeah.
I mean, because he's really outgoing and talkative.
And then Nancy, who loves Ted's online today. Hi, sweet Ted. I love Nancy. Keep talking to us on the social media. Just search for Jason Show TV. Okay, Big Brother's just one of many reality shows that we like to talk about. Love them or hate them, you can't deny the pop culture impact of Bravo's most popular reality show, The Real Housewives franchise. And there's a fascinating new article about the Housewives that reveal some interesting secrets. I came across this last night in Women's Health magazine, of all places. And I thought, and before we read them, I thought to myself, I'm going to know all this. All of you are going to know all of this. We know how TV works.
Right.
I couldn't stop reading. So even if you don't like the show, this will be interesting. First, the contract that they all sign says everything in their life has to be fair game, including phone calls. So if you've ever noticed in any episode of any New York, LA, or New York, Dallas, Miami, whenever they take a phone call, they're always on speakerphone, and that's because they have to be. So when you sign, yes, they want to hear every conversation. So when they say your whole life, they mean your kids, they mean your closet, and that's why, let me give you an example. There's a new friend on Beverly Hills named Sutton. Well, Sutton was supposed to be a new housewife. She wanted to be a new housewife. She can't. Her ex-husband won't let the kids be shown on TV.
And that's part of her life.
Next, the women are not allowed to change hairstyles after filming starts because of continuity. And they only get 3 interview looks a season. What I mean by interview looks, you just saw one right there. When they sit down in front of a green screen and give commentary about, the whole season. They have to pick a look that is easy to get back into quickly because they go back in to do shoots all for like 3 or 4 months. So whatever look you pick for your interview, you got to be able to, like right there, you got to be able to reassemble that look quickly. The show also needs permission from everyone in a public place before they film. Now, this fact is fascinating. Well, let me touch on the other one first. So, let's say they just happen to go into a coffee shop.
Yeah.
No. Production has already cleared that coffee shop, and everybody in there has to be notified that a TV show is filming. So no housewife just stumbles upon a store or stumbles upon a restaurant. This one, if I had to grade, is the most fascinating fact. Bravo gets a percentage of every business promoted on The Real Housewives, except for one housewife, and that would be former New York housewife Bethany Frankel's Skinny Girl brand. Bethany only earned $7,000 for the first season of the show around 10 years ago and included a clause in her contract that she owned her business outright. Bravo didn't care at the time. This is so fascinating because Bravo didn't think their show was going to be used as a brand ambassador. So when Bethany had that in her contract in season 1, they thought, okay, sure, we're not going to pay a lot. You do whatever. So when Skinny Girl is mentioned on Real Housewives, she doesn't have to share any profits with Bravo. Ramona, when she talks about her wine, when Countess talks about her cabaret show, Bravo gets a cut of money from all of those things.
Wow.
And I always wondered how they got away with that, but that's how.
Okay.
And get this, they are not allowed, just like Kendall and myself, they cannot sue each other. It's in their contract. So no matter how many fights they get into, no matter how dirty it gets, they can't sue each other.
That makes sense, because they would just be suing each other left and right.
It's horrible. This article, just search for it in Women's Health. Even if you're a mild fan, maybe you were a fan for a few years and you've gone away, the production of these shows, endlessly fascinating. And you really do turn over your whole life. I mean, so if you have skeletons or you don't want everything shown, you better not sign up for a Real Housewives franchise.
Well, which makes it so much more interesting with the info you dropped earlier this week about what's going on. Was it Beverly Hills?
Beverly Hills.
Yeah,
with Denise Richards.
Right, like how is she going to get away with that?
Well, that was last night. Still ahead, need to freshen up your home. We're talking with the woman behind the Plant Penthouse next. Welcome back. Well, if you're feeling like you need to add some plant life into your house, our next guest probably has a few ideas for you. Please welcome from the Plant Penthouse, Shayla Owodunni. Shayla, can I tell you, we have just decided in 6 years of this show, you have the best name of any guest ever in the history of this show.
I'll take it, Jason.
Fantastic name. Well, okay, is this right too? You have 80 plants in your own house?
Honestly, it's probably a little bit more than that now. I think we've exceeded 90 at this point.
Okay.
Believe it or not.
Shayla, I have to ask you, we did this, well, it had to be 5 months ago. We did a whole thing. I read in the New York Times, and that was kind of prompted the story, that Gen Yers and millennials love plants. So my question to you is plants something new, or have you always loved them?
Yeah, it's crazy because my parents were plant people, but I did not get into it until I lived in Washington and was moving from my Bellevue apartment to downtown Seattle, and knew that I wanted to add some decor without painting or anything. I wanted it to be mobile. And one of my friends took me to one of the local plant shops, and I started with a bird of paradise, and it was smooth sailing from there.
And you offer consultation because, for instance, like I don't even have plastic plants because I can't keep them alive. So you can help people like me, right?
I can, and that's the thing. Even with myself, I kill succulents. I think we all have our point of view. They come into my house, and we're preparing for a funeral within a week, so it is okay. But I can definitely help. I've done consults where they show me the lighting in their place or just the type of maintenance that they want to be able to upkeep, and then I can provide recommendations, plant care tips, just things I've learned over the 3 years that I've been accumulating this family.
Absolutely. Well, we love a good makeover. We love a good before and after photo, and we have 4. Let's start with the entryway. Talk me through this.
Yeah, so the funny thing about my entryway is it started as this tan. I ended up painting it orange, thinking that it was going to be, something nice and tropical. Well, it looked like Halloween. So I quickly changed it to this berry tone, which I like using paint to flow through the rest of the home. And so that's one of the colors that's in a rug in my living room for cohesiveness. And as far as plants, I get really low light in my entryway. So to provide all plants the best case of survival, I went with a Chinese evergreen, which is the one you see in the photo. And if anyone else is experiencing low light, plants never love low light, but they tolerate it. And so another plant that I would recommend is the pothos, specifically the silverleaf. They tolerate low light really well. Otherwise, you can go with a ZZ or a snake plant, or another one I recommend is a heartleaf philodendron if someone wants a low light plant that will survive.
And I'll say this right now, if all of you watching are scurrying to try to write all this down, do not worry. We'll post it on our page a little bit later because I want this info too. Okay, let's move. Shayla, let's move to your mom's house. What are we looking at here?
Yes, my momsy. So when she moved in, She wanted to feel like she was in Santorini. And again, going back to the tropical environment, an easy way to do that is with trailing plants. So you'll see we did 2 hanging neon pothos to really add some color there. Went with a bird of paradise, which is, it looks like a banana leaf plant. It's very tropical. And that's what I always recommend is if you're not sure where to start, a statement plant, like a larger palm or a bird of paradise, is a wonderful way to add a conversation starter and really make you feel like you're on vacation.
It's beautiful. Wow, that is stunningly beautiful. Let's move outside now, the patio.
Yes, with the patio, again, rugs are my statement to be able to ground the space. So I started with a rug, and then I love adding color. So you can pick up pillows from really any big box retailer or online. So I went with yellow, again, another color that I use throughout my home. And again, with the plants, I went with some herbs that I love to be able to carry me through the summertime. And then just a couple planters is a great way to add some vibrancy outdoors.
You know, Shayla, it's funny you said that. My best friend Jen just did that very thing. I mean, none of us have a green thumb in our social group, but she got a brand new patio, and that's what she did. She lined the patio not just with plants, but with spices. And I thought, wow, it kind of serves 2 purposes.
Exactly. Decor, and then I can throw that mint in my lemonade too. So
exactly. or for my group, vodka sodas, but that's a whole other show, Shayla. Let's talk about the buffet.
Yes, this one was a labor of love. It was a flat pack buffet. So there were some tears shed building this one, but I went from flat pack to putting that together, again, going with that tropical feel. But one thing that I love to do is to make a statement. You can group different shapes of plants. So a front and center, we have a bird of paradise. And again, it's a great way for your visually to be able to make a statement. And then I've paired it with silverleaf pothos. A trailing plant is a great way to balance some of the height of the taller plants that you have. And then again, to add that balance, I also went with a palm. And anytime you're styling a buffet, it's a great way to go with the season. So right now we're in summer. So I really wanted to pull out some of the bright decor that I had to be able to, again, feel like I'm in my own oasis.
Shayla, we have to go, but will you promise me, will you please come back to the show?
Absolutely. This is the best Zoom I've had of 2020. So
fantastic. Sincerely, you are a delight. And when we get past the pandemic, you and I should like go knock on people's doors and give them plant makeovers.
Please, that would be amazing.
Thank you, Shayla. Find her blog on Instagram. Just search for the Plant Penthouse or go to the plantpenthouse.com. You will be seeing a lot of Shayla. Love her. We're going to take a break. We'll be back right after that. Well, like we said, in lieu of a studio audience for a while, we love to hear from you on social media. We like to stay connected with you, so here's how you can do that. Just search for Jason Show TV on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. I keep them up all during the show, so if you have something to say it. It could end up right here on the show. Kendall is back as we wrap up the show right after this. Come on, Kendall, let's do this. Kendall is back as we wrap up the show. Let's bookend it. We began talking about Taylor Swift. We will end talking about Taylor Swift. She surprised everyone, saying that she's going to release a new album in just a few hours. The biggest Taylor Swift fan on our staff is former intern Kenny. I told you he was probably in the ER. He passed out. So we're going to call him right now and see how he's doing. Let's see here. Let's see. He loves her more than his family, I think.
No, he really does.
He does. I think he really does. I'm just joking. He loves you if you're his family watching. Kenny?
Hello?
You're live on the air, Kenny. We have about 30 We have about 30 seconds. How are you feeling? Are you okay? Do you need medical attention?
You know, passed out. I got indigestion. All my friends have indigestion. Shout out Becky.
Do you have Tums available? Do we need Kendall to bring you some Tums?
Yes, Kendall, I need Tums, Where's the swim up bar, Kendall? I need everything.
I'm sorry, Kenny. I'll wheel it over.
We love you, Kenny. Have fun tonight. There we go. It's intern Kenny. Oh, I love it. We'll talk about the album tomorrow. If you're a kid watching, go out there and be yourself because nobody can tell you you're doing it wrong. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.